Hi everyone. Okay, I literally don't know how to do this. I do not know how to do this, so why don't we just give me a second to figure it out. Okay. Okay, we're here. We're ready. Okay, everybody, I am nervous. I don't know why I'm nervous. I just normally get to edit myself, and so this is different, but we're gonna have fun. So, hi, I'm Emma. You might know that, maybe not, I don't know. We're going to be talking about all things Chamberlain coffee today. I'm so excited. We're going to get a little bit professional, but also still fun. I asked you guys to send in some questions that you had for me in general, but also about Chamberlain coffee in general. So we're going to get into that. And I have them all written down on my computer. So if you see me looking over here, that's what's going on. All right, let's get into it. First question, when did my coffee obsession start? Well, I was definitely, actually, funny story. In middle school, my mom and I used to go to Starbucks all the time, and I would get this like special coffee frappuccino drink. It didn't taste like coffee at all, but that was like the first thing I got that was coffee related. And then after that, my dad and I started going to little cafes in San Francisco that were super cute, and I just fell in love with the whole coffee culture and all of that, and that was that. So probably middle school, early high school. And then I started using coffee to help me stay awake when I was doing my homework. And so that was another reason why I got really into it. Moving on. Do you like putting creamer in your coffee? If so, what flavor? Actually, yes. I use nut pod creamer, and I used to use the original flavor. Now I use the French vanilla. Kind of getting crazy. That's a new addition. It's actually because one time they ran out of original, and I was like, I'll try vanilla, and it's actually better. So that's that. How do you drink your coffee? This is the next question. How do you drink your coffee? Mug, tumbler, cup, travel cup. I usually use a mason jar with a metal straw. That's kind of my go-to. God, I left mine upstairs. I didn't really think things through, did I? I left it all upstairs. But that's my setup. And stay tuned, because we might, don't tell anyone, but we might do something with that. So the next question we got was, what is something that makes our coffee different from the others? To be honest, I think the quality of it is really good, and I think the thing that we made such a priority was making the quality of the coffee really good while taking away the complex parts of all of it, right? Making coffee can be really complicated, or really wasteful, right? So it's like most really easy coffee brewing methods are not super environmentally friendly. There's usually a lot of waste in all of that, but they're easy, which is why a lot of people use them. And that's totally cool. But, as a company, we wanted to be mindful of the environment, of course. And so we wanted to steer away from that. But, when you want good quality coffee, the process of making it can be complicated. I mean, I know French press, that's really easy, but there's how do you know which French press to get? It's there's a lot of things that are complicated, which is why we're going to introduce more things down the line. But we wanted to start out with something that was simple, that anybody could use, don't need any equipment, that's still good quality. And down the line, we hope to be a resource for you guys, coffee lovers, to find, good quality coffee brewing methods that you can trust. So that's kind of where we want to go with that. But we wanted to start with something that's easy to brew, easy to use, and the quality is good. That was really complicated to explain, and if I was editing that as if it was a YouTube video, it probably would have made me rip my hair out. So that's that. Let's see what other questions we got. Somebody asked, do I think cold brew is better than hot coffee? I do, but I also think that there's such a beauty to hot coffee, and if you love hot coffee, I'm here for you. We're together. We love the same thing. You know what I mean? It's just, and we don't need to argue about it. But I do prefer iced coffee, and I always will. That is, God, I don't know what's going on back there, but whatever. Next, somebody asked, would you ever sell almond milk? I do love all types of milk. Obviously, not dairy milk, but I love all alternative milks, and I'd love to kind of dig into that down the line. Obviously, that's going to take time, and I don't know anything about nut milk, so I know how to make it, though, myself. I have done that, but that could be fun to introduce down the line. I'm going to explore it. I'm going to explore it a little bit. Let's see. Next, somebody said, did you learn more about coffee during quarantine? Definitely. Definitely. I did a lot of tasting of coffee throughout quarantine, just trying different blends and all of that type of stuff, and learning about, the origins of the coffee and how that relates to how it affects the flavor, all of that stuff. Because that's something that takes time to really look into and figure out, and kind of just train your brain to understand that stuff. So I've been doing a little bit of that, and it's been really fun. Also figuring out what I like and dislike in coffee by just trying a bunch of stuff. And it's been really fun. So definitely, it gave me a lot of time to do that. Next, somebody said, what's the best milk that goes with coffee? I think almond, but I really like oat. I don't like macadamia nut milk. That's a me thing. I know a lot of people really like it, though, so I'm not going to knock it until I try a few more brands or something. Maybe it just was an off day or something. I don't know. But I'm not a huge fan of macadamia nut milk. Also, I feel like it was really expensive for, what it was. And it kind of, I don't know. I'm iffy on that. I'm a little bit, I have my conspiracies about that. Okay, so next person said, when you were taste testing the coffee, how did you know that you had created the perfect flavor? It was honestly, I'd never done something specifically like that before. The whole thing was such a new experience when I first started, trying to create the blend that we were going to use. Obviously, more coming for sure, but this is the one that, I've kind of been obsessed with ever since I created it, and it's hard for me to top it almost because I love it so much. But it was kind of a matter of just tasting a bunch of different coffees and then finding the different parts that I liked from each one, and then putting them all together and seeing if all together all of the things I liked about each individually would show through when they were together, if that makes sense. And after some trial and error, we found it, and it was so exciting. I remember the first time I tried it, I was honestly terrified because I was like, I don't know if it's going to be what I want it to be. And I hadn't tried it in the steeped bag yet. I'd only tried it brewed in a different way, and so I was so nervous, but I ended up loving it, and it was the biggest relief of my life. I almost wanted to cry, to be honest, because I was so scared, but it was an amazing feeling. Moving on. Somebody said, did you ever think you would have your own coffee brand? Honestly, no, I didn't, but it was a lifelong dream for me. I mean, I always wanted to do something that had to do with coffee or a cafe or something like that. That's always been my dream, my dream job. And so the fact that, I have my own coffee company now, it just blows my mind. And it's the coolest thing ever. So I'm very grateful. Next question, why put coffee in a bag? Well, there's actually, it's so funny because this whole thing, I didn't realize how much I would like it. Because it was something that, I had never used prior to creating this company and trying to explore products that we could sell and whatever. And so this was something that I found out about through that process. And I think it's just so great because it's eco-friendly, for one, which is super important. It's, one use, so it's easy. You just toss it and then you're good. But you're also not harming the environment while using it. the quality of the coffee is so good. I mean, I think it really steeps in such a nice way. And I'm really proud and happy with how easy it is and how good it tastes also at the same time. So that is that. I think it's a really overall great product for, day-to-day life, or for those who are on the go. Even if they have a more complicated coffee routine, but they're like, oh, when I travel, I can't bring my whole, machine or whatever. I can't bring. So it's a great thing for that as well. And yeah, moving on. Somebody said, what's my favorite way to make Chamberlain coffee? I do the cold brew. 3 bags of Chamberlain coffee in a 600 milliliter jar, or like filled up to that mark, and then let it steep in the fridge overnight. Take it out in the morning, and you have about 3 cups of coffee in there. So it's great because it's almost like meal prep, but with coffee. It's like coffee prep because it's so easy. You just pull it out of the fridge and it's already done, which I love because I am so lazy. And so it's been perfect for me. Although we are exploring so many different new ways that we want to help you guys brew coffee. And, this is not the only thing we're going to do. We have a lot of things that we want to add down the line. Other ways to brew coffee, beans in general, things like that. We're definitely going to branch out, but we thought that this was such a great product to start with and such a great staple product. But I'm still so excited for new stuff because I want to spice it up, get a little crazy. But that will be coming. So stay tuned, everybody. Let's see. Next question. How many coffees do you drink a day? I go through phases. I had a phase where I was drinking probably 4 a day for a little while there. And then I was like, yeah, this maybe isn't good. So during quarantine, I kind of scaled back to around 2 so that I could go to bed earlier. And then right now I'm kind of back up to 4. So it's all right. Let's see. Next question. Oh, I love this question. What are some things you haven't achieved yet and want to for Chamberlain Coffee? God, there's a lot of things that, it's crazy because when you start something, it's not going to be perfect right out the bat, right? Like right off the bat. God, I don't know if that's the right thing to say, if that's the right saying, but like it takes time to, you put something out and then you analyze it and you realize, oh wow, there's so many things I want to change about it. I think besides obviously adding new products and, while releasing those new products, learning together about why this way of brewing coffee is good and why it's worth the time, or why it's, where it came from, where it started. Like there's so many different things that we want to do when it comes to products and, teaching you guys about the products and all of that. That's obviously a huge priority, but also just the whole kind of vision and aesthetic of the brand. I think that there's a lot of changes that are going to come with that I'm super excited about. And just making it exactly what's in my brain. But that's going to take time, and I have to be patient. But it's you want to do it right now. You're like, God, I wish I could just change this and that all right now. But it's a process, and we're gonna do it together, all of us. We're all it'll be a fun coffee journey for all of us. I can't wait. So last question, and then we're going to get into more technical stuff. Well, this is not this. There's still going to be more questions, but this is the last kind of personal question. What are all of my favorite ways to make coffee? Okay, so I love cold brew. I do love. I don't think there's actually one way of making coffee that I don't like. Obviously some are more complicated than others. I like a traditional espresso machine that makes espresso shots and making a latte out of that. I actually used to really like doing French press. I actually still really like French press. Although I actually don't have a good French press right now, so I haven't been doing that. But I really like French press. And, you know, there's so many different ways. I know that there's this type of coffee that I've really wanted to try. My dad really is into it. It's called a Bialetti, I think. And so many people talk about how great that is. And I've always wanted to try it. So maybe I will order one and I will try it out and let you guys know what I think. But yeah. Basically any way that you make iced coffee, I will drink it. And that's that. So next we're going to get into some more technical questions. So right now we do sell a travel cup. And a lot of people are wondering if it is dishwasher safe. And the answer is yes, it is. Next question, do the coffee bags ever expire? And yes, but because the bags are nitro sealed, they last for up to 6 months. So, you know, hopefully you can use them all up before 6 months. I feel like that's a decent amount of time. What makes the cold brew different from other coffee? Honestly, I just think that the simplicity of it in the process, you know, like I've never actually known another way to make cold brew at home. There's definitely a way to do it. I just don't know. I just find this way so easy. And I think that the flavor is, it's not like super acidic or like really, it's not heartburn vibes. Because I get really bad heartburn when I drink too much coffee, but I don't have that problem with this. And I love that about it. Next, how many cups of coffee can you make with one Chamberlain coffee bag? 1 8-ounce hot coffee. Or, obviously, iced coffee with it as well. But with the cold brew, you use 3, and then it makes 3 cups of coffee. I don't know. I'm not good at math. We won't get too complicated. Next question, where is Chamberlain coffee produced? In California, heart of LA, baby. Next question, what countries do you get the beans from? So our beans are fair trade and organic certified, which is a huge priority for me. And always has been, just because I want to make sure that, you know, the quality of it is good for y'all, you know, and that's something that's important to me. I think when I'm going to a cafe or whatever, or I'm drinking coffee, I want to know that, you know, everything about it is done right and fairly and in a way that's healthy for you as the consumer, and you know, and in good, I don't know what word I'm trying to use. See, this is the type of thing when you do something live, like you can't cut out your pause when you're trying to figure out what word you want to say. And that is why I'm a YouTuber and not a Twitch streamer. But moving on. Next question. The coffee tastes nutty, but does it actually have nuts in it? No, it does not have nuts in it. There are no nuts produced in that facility, so you have nothing to worry about there. Next question. How long does the travel mug keep the coffee hot? For up to 12 hours hot and cold for 24 hours. So you can just leave that thing sitting around for as long as you want. Next. Oh, this is a great question. Can I use the coffee grounds for the espresso machine? No. So actually, when you're using an espresso machine, the grounds need to be more fine. So no, that does not work. Although I wish it did, because that would actually be really fun to like cut it open and do a little DIY project. But that is not like that. But stay tuned for new products down the line where maybe we can help you out with that. Next, is the cherry flavor strong or mild? It's super mild, in my opinion. I feel like the thing about coffee notes is that, like, they're kind of almost like it's like it's subtle to the point where it's like you don't even realize that it's evoking that flavor, or it's like triggering that flavor. If that makes sense. So like, it's not like it tastes like a cherry cough drop in it. It's more about where the beans come from and the origins of the beans. That's kind of what creates that flavor, but it's not like we add that flavoring in or anything like that. Next question, is it vegan? Yes. Somebody said, could you make the coffee into a smoothie? Yes. So the way I'd recommend that you do that, make some cold brew, maybe do a little bit of banana, peanut butter, maybe some cocoa powder, add in a little bit of the cold brew, maybe some protein powder. Did I say that? Did I say protein powder? I don't remember. Blend it all up. That'd probably be delicious. There's probably other ways you could do it. But yeah, absolutely could make a smoothie out of it. Next question, I kind of already answered this, but I'll answer it again. Are the beans ethically sourced? Absolutely. Fair trade and organic. Next question. How long does it take for the coffee to brew fully? 3 to 5 minutes for hot coffee, although I actually do more when I've made hot coffee for myself or for others. I usually don't drink hot coffee, but I have in fact done it. It has happened. I actually will steep it for longer and even sometimes leave the bag in. I mean, I don't know. I like my coffee really strong, so it's definitely personal preference. My mom actually told me she likes to do exactly 5 minutes. That's like perfect golden time for her. So it's totally up to you. I think just kind of, taste it as you go, even though it'll be really hot, but taste it as you go and find your ideal steeping length. And then for cold brew, it's 6 to 12 hours. Although you can leave it in the fridge for longer as you're working through it. So a lot of people are asking about so many new products. And I can just tell you, we got a lot of new stuff coming. This is something I'm so excited about. Some questions are about, new flavors, if we're going to do decaf, if we'll make espresso, if we're going to do more mugs, if we're going to be able to buy the mugs individually rather than in a little bundle, because that's what we're doing now. If there'll be merch options. Again, somebody else asked for more blends, mason jars, all of that. If there'll be a physical coffee shop. And to answer all of those, stay tuned. And with the coffee shop, that is my dream. So I would love to make that happen one day. That is literally my biggest dream ever. That is like my childhood dream. So hopefully that can come true. But when it comes to new products, we have so many different new things that we're brainstorming and working out right now. So the only thing I can say is stay tuned. But I'm very excited about it. And I just want to make sure that they're perfect. And that, it's something I'm super obsessed with before I put it out into the world. Let's see if there's anything else before I peace out of here. Let's see. Will there be any more giveaways or promotions? Definitely stay tuned for that. Somebody said, would you ever do a pop-up shop? That is actually really smart, and I would love to do that. So let us know if you guys want a little bit of that. And also somebody asked, will there be a rewards program possibly for returning customers? Yes, definitely. We want to figure out some sort of system that's kind of a rewards program or something around, or a kind of similar to that, so we can create a fun community. So I'm really excited about that, and we're working out the kinks of the house, so stay tuned for that as well. All right, I've been doing this for almost a half an hour. I don't think I've ever been on a live stream for this long in my life. It was kind of scary. I was kind of nervous, but we did it together. And I'm so excited for the future of Chamberlain Coffee and just what we're going to do next and the new things that are coming. And I appreciate all of you guys for supporting us with so much love. It is so, I want to cry about it sometimes because I'm so grateful that you guys are excited about coffee with me and that you guys support me in this new endeavor that I'm, trying to go down. And obviously we're all learning together, and the whole thing has been so fun. And, we have so many more things that we want to do with it, and I'm so excited to show you guys all of that, and it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome. Anyway, I am so grateful for all of you guys. I appreciate all of you guys so much, and thank you for your constant support. And go have a nice cup of coffee for me today. I love you all, and stay awesome. Peace and love.